all, what exactly is the Build program? Let me enlighten you all. The Build program is a centerpiece program of the Duterte administration that aims to usher the golden age of infrastructure in the Philippines. Lack of infrastructure has long been cited as the Achilles heel of Philippine economic development. We are currently living in an extremely technologically dependent generation, and social media has become a part of our daily lives, especially among us Gen Z and millennials. In fact, Gen Z is the first generation to have 24/7 access to the internet, connected devices, and social media since birth. This is why the production team has decided to conduct a survey to evaluate how much information Mindanaoans know about the Build program. The production, which is ideally for respondents from Gen Z and millennial age bracket, since they are the ones most invested in social media, most exposed to the public's general opinion and contemporary issues and media, and the ones most susceptible to misinformation. To summarize the dominant responses of the respondents, 93.5 out of the total of 31 first respondents believe that the BBB program is beneficial to the Filipino consumers, and 100% that it is beneficial to the country as a whole. Moreover, 80.6% of them have heard information about the BBB program on the internet. However, only 41.9% of them believe that all of this information on the internet is factual and reliable, while the other 58.1% can say otherwise.
In our survey conducted, one of the questions that was asked is, what do you think are the possible effects of the Filipinos' different perspectives to our country's development? And most of our respondents answered that the different perspective of other Filipinos does not directly affect the country's economy and the Build program. However, the different perspectives of Filipinos regarding the Build program have impacted the private, public, and household or consumer sectors in some way. They impact the private sector by creating social pressure for their companies and influencing their decisions regarding partnerships and collaborations with the Build program. They impact the public sector by influencing the impression and trust of the citizens towards government. Positive feedbacks also contribute the implementation and continuation of the project. They impact the household or consumer sector because they rely on the feedback and information on the internet about the Build program and prolong the improvement of quality of life.
Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon has previously stated only 9 of the 75 projects under the administration's Build program have started. Drilon was able to confirm this information during Monday's plenary debate.
To say the Build program of this administration is a dismal failure.
Hi, I'm Ergo, grade 11 ABM student here at Ateneo de Davao University.
Afternoon po ulit. Thank you for accepting our invitation and participating for our interview for our documentary.
Hello, I am Zulay Rodon Aluga from 11 Mayor of the Pre-Science Strand.
Good afternoon po ulit. We are from group letter D we will have our interview po for our documentary video presentation.
What misinformation have you heard about the Build program?
I'm not quite sure about the date that it was released, since I'm not into that very into the news. But the only misinformation that I have remembered regarding the implementation of the Build program would be when Senator Drilon said that the Build program of the Duterte administration was a dismal failure, which in fact is not. I think it is not because there is concrete evidence. The projects that have been completed by the Duterte administration is as concrete and as tangible as possible. We can see it everywhere in the different parts of our country, from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And that is, I think, the most concrete evidence that we can say in order for us to refute the claim of Senator Drilon that the Build program was indeed not a dismal failure.
That it is not very costly and that it is a one-time investment. People around me usually think that when a project is done, it's done. It stays there forever, which is not the case. Publics are used by the public. The projects are used by the public, and they are bound to be damaged. They are bound to gain defects. And when these defects are identified, there are needs for better funding to repair the damages. And then the cycle continues.
Sabi sa mga marites no nga dako kay siya budget na imbis na instead na itabang na lang siya sa less fortunate na mga tao, convert nila sa build program, pero nakita man nato ang outcome nga kuan kanang beneficial jud nga kani nga program. Sumoto siya.
As a filmmaker, I have gained new insights from the BBB program, seeing as I'm exposed to many different perspectives about it. It helps me to better understand the objectives and plans involving the program. Misinformation led me to make assumptions on the government programs, such as the Build program, thus influencing my impressions of them.
How well do you think does the government balance the allocation of resources towards different sectors?
Balances. With the meager resources sa government, mag-compete daghan kay mga project. I would say the proper planning and prioritization it should be adapted. So if we say planning, dapat yung sa grassroots talaga, yung bang we call it bottoms up budgeting. So yun na-consult yung mga sa community talaga or sa local government units kung ano yung mga needs nila, ang priorities nila. Hindi lang yung bigla na lang, oy, nagtayo ng hospital dito na hindi nila perceived need. So, then, kasi, then proper allocation, so sa health sector, sa agriculture, so that has to be balanced na interrelated para integrated bitaw. And IPC integration, say, parang holistic siya nga approach. So, i-develop mo, parang litan, hospital na lang po akong example kaya I'm in the health sector lagi. When we put up a hospital, say, in Taquibato, para maka-access ang mga tao, it has to be balanced nga, ma-access po dito roads, na po yung telecommunication dito, kaya nga itong health services is nakakuha na ba, telemedicine na. So, that's very simple way of balancing yung mga resources of the government or prioritization.
What are some information about the Build program that you know that are not shared to the public?
Yes, there's really some information na detailed information niya. Just like, sige, let me go back again to construction of hospitals. Moingon sila, alangan nung nag-construct man of hospital or daghan kayong health center. Pero wala siya na-explain nga, there's really a need to have so plenty kasi we have standards. We have international standard, we have national standards to achieve. So, kabalo ba ka nga, for every 5,000 population, dapat na siya ay barangay health station. And si barangay health station should be manned by a professional, a midwife or a nurse. So, zero ka kabalo ng information, pero those are, so kung i-relate ako siya sa build, kana constructing as pinaka-simple nga health facility sa barangay health station. Nganong nag-construct man dito? So, sikta na, dapat it has to be explained well sa mga recipients. And don't you know nga ang atong SPMC, Southern Philippine Medical Center, nakafocus billions ang gibuhos diha under the even before sa Duterte administration, naka-pipeline ang mga projects. Na-intensify lang siya kadtong for the last pilang years. Be it sa building and equipping. Tungod kay, ang gina-position ng good siya nga, hindi lang niya gina-cater ang Davao City. Sa imuha, para sa imuha, do you know nga, in Southern Philippines siya iyang gina-cater. Pero in terms of training, Southeast Asia iyang gina-cater. Training sa mga doctors and professionals. So, kana siya mga details ang wala mahibawaan sa public. Very specific na siya. kung anong, dagkuan na ba ang mga building diha. So, dili lang siya nag-increase of bed capacity, but more tertiary care, level of care. So, nanata heart center, lung center, dito sa Manila. Those are part sa ato ang build nga mga so, wala ko no, depende kung asay source ang information. Pero kung mulag punta sa ilang website, we can see all those information. Even sa katang mga infrastructure. And naman po ni mga kuan. And even among office, kung mulag lang punta sa amo ang website, you can see all those information. Pero wala kayo na siya sa radio. Sa newspaper, usahay, kana lang kung mag-groundbreaking si congressman, si mayor, pero other than that, wala pa. Perhaps.
Unang-una po, ang build. Kahit anong tingin nyo po, kahit ano pong physical na litrato, actual, statistics, napakaraming nagawa ng Duterte administration compared to the other administration. At sa budget pa lang, makikita mo ito. Sa sincerity nandyan din. It's being done not for politics but to give people a safe and comfortable life. Ang tinignan kasi ng Senado, yung flagship programs alone, and then tinignan lang nila anong naumpisa at anong hindi. No? Samantalang, syempre iba yung pag-upo ni Presidente, ginagawa na, iba yung nasa pipeline na, iba yung from scratch ginawa. For example, yung subway, napakahirap gawin nun. From scratch ginawa nung administrasyon na to iyon, pero before the end of the President's administration, 2 or 3 stations will be open. So talagang paglilin lang na naman o fake news ang sabihin na failure ang build.
I commend the Department of Transportation and the Philippine Ports Authority for the completion of this port expansion project. It is indeed a significant milestone under our build program. I am excited to see the outcome of this new infrastructure, which is envisioned to boost growth in Palawan and its nearby areas. This development is expected to accommodate increase vessel traffic, facilitate efficient handling of cargo, and enhance the port's productivity.
The simple answer for that is to become media and information literate. It is for us to critically analyze information that we absorb in our daily lives, maybe in the news, our friends, the teachers, the school, and just in our daily lives. It is for us that we have to be critical of the information that we accept as truth. And of course, aside from that also, we have to find sources that are reliable in order for us to not be misled and misinformed about certain things that are very impactful in our lives as Filipinos.
It is advisable to verify news before sharing. Cross-checking with other sources may be done in order to prevent misinformation. Also, general logic and criticism may be done in order to verify.
For me, it's still prioritization. Yeah, it's good to have mga roads, pero para sa ako, we have to boast more on agriculture kasi we are an agricultural country and relate to buana ay nag-try to cook farming. Kulisudad ay sa farmer, no? Wala siya access sa water, kulang iyang mga roads. So, I would say that that sector has to be funded, supported, and sa infrastructure, more roads, telecommunications. Kaya di ba ang means of information, labi na katong ng pandemic, kung naalam to yung mga naka-wifi na unta mas dito sa mga mababang paaralan sa bukid, if you can have access of information and new teaching methods through online. So siguro mas at par ang education dito sa bukid o diri sa mga urban areas.
Will the government take further action in order to eradicate fake news in the country? Will the Filipinos and government observe a gap that makes different perspectives lead to misinformation?